What is going on, everyone, and welcome to Rec Talk. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And if you're not one of these people on Twitter, like me and like many other people, you're missing a great Twitter beef that is going on between Georgia Tech fans and Georgia State fans. Now, when I recorded my video yesterday about Tech agreeing to do a home and home with Tennessee, I did not know that meant that Georgia State got bumped off the schedule. I went on the State of Atlanta guys podcast or YouTube channel last night, and shout out to them. If you're not subscribed to the State of Atlanta guys, you should. They're doing good things, and they're a really good group of dudes. And that wasn't planned. I basically just said, hey, give me a link to come on, and they did it. So they did me a solid there. You should do them a solid. And look, a lot of times I can kind of predict, how fan bases are going to react to things. I did not see this coming. I did not see a Twitter beef to this degree brewing and festering between the Georgia State fan base and the Georgia Tech fan base. Now, I should have known better. And like I said, I love the State of Atlanta, and I love most Georgia State fans. I don't have anything against Georgia State. Nothing. I hope the best for Georgia State. I hope Georgia State wins every game that they play next year. But for sons of bitches like Ben Moore, who is a two-face, pretends that he's well, let me say it this way. Last year when we played, he talks all this trash about Georgia Tech, right? Then once we beat them, handedly, then he acts like he's some dressed up reporter and goes, but why are the Georgia Tech fans being mean to me? Bryce, help, Bryce Coon, can you help? I have zero respect for that. And I told him as much on Twitter today. You need to decide, are you a trash talker or a 247 reporter? Which one is it? If you're going to be both, then don't pivot then to, I'm just a reporter doing my job. Ben Moore has spent literally his whole day today going back and forth with Georgia Tech fans. And I have invited him on the show. Ben Moore, if you want to come on the show and hash all of this out, we can do that. In fact, I would gain some respect for you if you were to come on in a live setting. We could talk about all this. I could be wrong. I doubt that's going to happen. But anyways, setting Ben Moore aside, here's what I can't abide from the Georgia State fan base. Because they're 0-1. We've only played Georgia State once. So Georgia State is winless against Georgia Tech, but we've only played once. They're now pivoting to buddying up with the UGA fan base. You can't beat Georgia. You're a little bro in the state. We see why you're mad. Ben Moore even said maybe we'll get some money at a bake sale. So in a month when Ben Moore tries to pretend like he didn't go at the Georgia Tech fan base, just go ahead and screenshot that and post it back to him. But that's disgraceful. I'll tell you why. If that's the avenue that Georgia State fans want to go, then just go be a dirty damn Georgia fan if that's what you want to do. Y'all are inheriting the Ben Moore method of let me pretend to be two different things when one or the other suits me the best. Now, I will say this. As I said on the State of Atlanta podcast, I do hate this for Georgia State. And this is one of the things that I don't like about college football. Every decision that's being made, almost every decision that's being made for programs in college football is purely financial. And Georgia Tech is now really thrust into that because part of our conference buyout, now that crybaby FSU sued everyone within a 500-mile radius of them, we have this unequal revenue share that is, we're beholden to a 5-year rolling average of our TV numbers. So we got to do what we got to do to get viewership up. And it's been, we were the most viewed team last year. Now, I really wish Mercer would have been an away game and we could have bumped Mercer. I want to play Georgia State. Let me just come out and say that now. I want to play Georgia State. I think that would be a really cool in-city rivalry to start. Teddy, you know I'm recording a video, buddy. What are you doing? Could you tell them to start acting right? I think that could be a really cool in-state rivalry. I even mentioned when I did the video on Dion and Fran Brown about having a scrimmage, I think it would be cool if at a minimum Georgia Tech and Georgia State had a spring game scrimmage or something that you could sell tickets to. But here's the thing, and I'm not talking to any one person in particular. Good trash talk always has a thread of truth to it. Like, no one is going to take your trash talk seriously if it doesn't have even a thread of truth to it. That is how you get people to crash out, right? That's the goal of trolling on Twitter, is to get someone to crash out. Shout out to Scoop on the Doo-Doo, Miami fan that tried to be professional, and then Sea-Dog and I absolutely took his soul. He went from being a professional to being a babbling idiot throwing doo-doo at the wall and making art with it. So if you're going to come at the Rec and at Georgia Tech, I'll tell you this. You come in on your feet, but you're going to go out on your backs, all right? And I don't want to go at it with Georgia State. I don't. I would love for Georgia State win every game, win your conference. I get it. I would love that. So I guess this is me kind of trying to quail a Twitter beef, except with Ben Moore. There's another one, GSU sideline report or something that's popping off as well. I'll say this to Georgia Tech fans, and I said this on State of Atlanta last night. If I was Georgia State, I'd be pissed about this. I would. I always try and put myself in the other guy's position, and I'd be upset about it. Now, I wouldn't be invoking, oh, well, you lose to Georgia, because if you're going to do that, like I said, just go be a dirty, mangy Georgia fan. I don't know why you would do anything else. So let me know what you guys think about this. If you're a Georgia State fan, here's what the GSU sideline report said, like, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with the Georgia Tech fan base anymore. Man, the Georgia Tech fan base, have you been on the internet? The Georgia Tech fan base is one of the most tame, easy to deal with fan bases in all of college football. If you can't deal with the Georgia Tech, do this for me. Go out there and talk some shit to Georgia or LSU or Notre Dame or Ohio State, and see if you still think the Georgia Tech fan base is someone you can't deal with. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. Y'all have a good one.